Erica Lorraine Spencer here. This is the P.O.C. pattern of conduct, the ongoing real-time documentation of what is the criminal pattern of conduct of federal stalking in violation of 18 U.S.C. sections 2261A subsection 1 and subsection 2. This is the pattern of conduct underway by a public entity, that is the state of California, that is engaging in federal stalking in concert with the people of the state of California. So this is group conduct. And this is the practicing of what are the criminal elements of monitoring amongst what is the demon possessed. And so this is what is documentation of terrorism as it is underway by a public entity in concert with the people of the state who are in the shoes of the government as this criminal system is in ceaseless operation. And as the state engages in this demented group conduct, this is revealing how the public entity, that is the state of California, that is in the United States of America, how terrorism of an American citizen plays out, what that looks like, how that is facilitated amongst a people, amongst a government, how it is public corruption in plain sight, and not only that, how you formulate policy and how you prosecute that which is demonic conduct, it's demonic activity, but that which is in no way impervious to prosecution in federal court, and being subject to ratification into federal policy. This is the P.O.C. The license plate of Coach U.S.A. that is driving up plumb in relevant position under the fake sun, which is over Center ICE Arena. Coach U.S.A. bus 65837, US.454893, license P873633. All right. That is Coach U.S.A. that's monitoring while the state flies over, makes a U-turn in relevant position while I'm on transit, and the state's fake sun is over. Those are the elements of monitoring, and that is Coach U.S.A. engaging in federal stalking and terrorism in concert with the state. Plain activity is the same as what is train activity. This is the same as any amplified noise. It's audible activity under that fake sun, that deliberate environment, in other words. And you have what is presence in the path, which is intentional, where the state is maintaining that unnatural, speaking to intent, that unnatural environment, which is also demonic. This is the engagement in what is terrorism of an American citizen. And like I was documenting and want to capture on my podcast, the fact that the state's fake sun is now over Center ICE Arena. So that is Coach U.S.A. monitoring me from where I stood at the in between the museum and the 150 East 50 East Holt Public Health Center, the Ontario Public Health Clinics, where the state's fake sun is over that venue when I'm going nowhere near the museum, coming from G Street and Fern. The state's fake sun moves as I move. Maintaining relevant position central over me where I am. That's why the fake sun is now over Center ICE Arena, where I would not be able to capture it over the hood of the museum. And I might mean hood, meaning the ceiling. I'm looking east at the museum, and I'm capturing the state's fake sun directly over in alignment with me as I stand on the south side of that museum. I would not be able to capture that if this was the sun that is now over Center ICE Arena, over the same ceiling, the same conduct of being over the building. License plate 8RQS197 is stalking with light, and directed light is in front of their car, as though sunlight is just bouncing off of the car and creating light in front while they're moving. That's called moving light on a surface. It's demonic, and that's what that third party is intentionally engaging in with the state. It's 8:30 a.m., and that was documentation of Coach U.S.A. Engaging in federal stalking and monitoring. And like I said, the state's fake sun is now over Center ICE Arena, who are monitoring. As I'm walking down the street, you have a group stalker sounding a car alarm. This is the creation of audible activity. Everything is satisfying ongoing systematic monitoring. It's 8:30 a.m. That's P.O.C. All right, I did capture what is patrolling by commercial airline planes. That's creation of audible activity, and that is the participation by those commercial airline companies engaging in federal stalking, which is the act of terrorizing an American citizen. That's a terrorizing threat. That's how it's going to be documented. That's what it is, and it's also what is, for purposes of what the demon-possessed are doing, which is monitoring with communication devices. This is the engagement in federal stalking by those commercial airline companies, engaging in facilitation of federal stalking by a government whose pattern of conduct this belongs to. 5WSB144, 6ZBE473, and 8KCK913, excuse me. Andy's Burgers providing audible activity, stepping outside to push a cart on the sidewalk in the fake sun is the creation of audible activity, and that's a demon doing so. I don't know if you remember. Well, you're going to have to remember. It's evidence that I've already documented. And one of the most vivid illustrations of a demon desperate to immediately make noise was when I was in the Ontario Village Shopping Center, and I made a sudden move, an unexpected move while I'm walking through the parking lot. And this demon-possessed stalker was a Latino male. He was a gardener maintaining presence, but he had what he had, relevant to being a gardener. He was, he had a lawnmower, but he wasn't mowing any grass. He was standing around his vehicle. He was doing something. He was not doing any grass, so he was not manicuring anything. But I know with simultaneous to my movement, he immediately just grabbed his lawnmower and started walking around in circles in the parking lot in order to make noise. That is the picture. You're looking at witnessing what is a psychopath, a very freak weirdo. He's stalking with noise. He's creating audible activity. He's engaging in demonic activity. And it was the weirdest thing to see that. And I captured it. I documented it. But that's I'm giving that example because that's what that third party of Andy's Burgers was doing. He's just making noise on the ground behind me in relevant position, and doing so while the fake sun is over SATANIC Arena. Okay. And this demon possessed stalker is stalking with light. She's just sitting in her car, and then starts reversing, which is no form. She's under the fake sun AEFL 257, demon-possessed stalker monitoring with a minor child. License 8RQS 197. The state is patrolling. I literally captured on video the state patrolling, repeatedly flying over, hovering over SATANIC Arena like there's an airport right here, and there's not. The Ontario airport is a distance away. So the state is necessarily hovering low, stalking, already present in other words, and repeatedly flying over while I stand there under the fake sun, recite P.O.C, read off license plates, and creating ongoing audible activity for third parties such as SATANIC to engage in monitoring. License 8VNP 589, 8ETG 112, 6XSH027, 8GTX 638, 8SMM 399, 8GGT 442, 8KLS 139, 7HBH 561. Rider is crossing path going east on Hope Boulevard. And as I walk through the parking lot of SATANIC Arena, my voice is traveling. I can hear it's echoic in this parking lot. That's amplification that the state is engaging in. I'm in a location right now that is telling on that fact. All right, the location where I'm at, the state, it's revealing, and that's the tape that the state is playing of plane activity. That's why the noise is traveling around what I was pointing out. That's called amplification. It's demonic as well. And that's another plane. That is UPS, hovering over SATANIC Arena. SATANIC Arena is not an airport, and there's no airport behind what is SATANIC Arena. And you have what is flying exceedingly low over SATANIC Arena, and that is not commensurate with taking off from the Ontario airport, where you see them immediately take off in the sky, heighten in elevation, right here over the building like they're taking off. That's what you would do from the airport. If you are in fact coming from the airport, you would already be elevated in elevation. That's not what the state is doing, and that's a matter of common sense. That is blatant stalking, and the facilitating venue is SATANIC. They're monitoring, engaging in that demonic terrorism, okay? That's why UPS and United Airlines, those planes are hovering over SATANIC Arena right now, and that's the third plane in less than 5 minutes. It's 8:37 a.m. State's fake sun is not over Molly Super. It's not over Foothill and Euclid Avenue in the city of Upland. This is P.O.C. and Union Pacific engaging in ongoing activity creation 05830U1. And those are license plates of third parties that are monitoring with the state as it's patrolling over, literally over the roof of SATANIC Arena, 14192 and 1. 5LRW 470. 8WQL 190, 7DJJ 390, 6Y88250, 47993, handicap, 6WHF 042, 5Z MT 159, 5Z MT 159, 8F 98499. It is currently 8:38 a.m. All right, this is the fake sun over Andy's Burgers and patrolling by aircraft. Making U-turns not over the museum now, making U-turns over SATANIC in relevant position to me. Amplification. Everybody inside of Andy's Burgers is monitoring. Directed light and fake sun. This is P.O.C. It's 8:40 a.m. All right, it is 8:41 a.m. I want to document directed light sweeping across the front where the menus are, where the welcome sign says pick up here. Directed light sweeping across this while I'm standing inside of the venue. The license plate of the white female that she's an old white woman with short curly hair. She's ordering, and I read her license plate already. She's monitoring with Andy's Burgers while that directed light is sweeping across. It's absolutely impossible light activity, all right? Like all of it is, but I'm just letting you know that's an act of terrorism as you enter inside of any venue and they engage in that conduct. It's 8:41 a.m. I'll take a picture of that as well, of where that directed light occurred, okay? Because the directed light already happened. P.O.C. All right, 8:52 a.m. I just have to document. It's ongoing monitoring. These are demons that monitor you in the bathroom while they know what you're doing. These are predators that I'm documenting engaging in federal stalking. And while I'm inside of the private space at Andy's Burgers, where the fake sun is directly over the venue, okay, following from the museum, like I said, nowhere over Upland, over 7-Eleven, okay, over the Vons. The parking lot while I'm using the bathroom there, nowhere over there. It's over Andy's Burgers, over what is the parking lot of the B&G Plaza. And what you just heard now, the state creating noise, like it's sounding like somebody's knocking on the wall. I want to be clear, these are like marble walls. You cannot, and this is the wall space in here. That's amplification of noise through the bathroom. That's what the state is doing. For example, when I'm showing you what is the sound of the elevator inside of the Upland restroom stall, that's sexual violence while they're engaging in federal stalking, and also the demonic aware when your panties are down, what you're doing in the bathroom. That's a totally twisted and predatory conduct while they're engaging in the stalking and monitoring activity while you're in the private space. I just want to document that. And like I said, the ongoing direct evidence of the predator is the fact that the fake sun is over the venue right now, like I showed before I walked inside, and the state is shooting like a laser directed light across the menu inside of the restaurant. This is surrounded with noise while demons sitting in the restaurant, working in the restaurant, are monitoring, okay? And this is one entering the restroom right now, okay? That's stalking in the bathroom. That's sexual violence at Andy's Burgers. It's 8:54 a.m. while they're also engaging in making noise around that's heard through the walls. And I understand the state just targets audible activity like it targets light that is unnaturally occurring. This is sexual violence at Andy's Burgers. That's P.O.C. Yeah, why are you knocking on the door? Hello? Okay, so I just took a picture of what is a group stalking. As I'm using my phone, they come in and she knocks on the door. I took a picture of her, so, and she's on their own cameras. This is being documented. This is the demonic, and these are the sex offenders that want to stalk and monitor you in the bathroom, and then are also monitoring your documentation. So I'm speaking to the predatory conduct. So she comes in as you're hearing me document on my podcast, and then she has a trash bag in her hand. This is supposed to be her form. She's creating audible activity. She's in a relevant position. There is no form. And not only that, then she knocks on the bathroom stall. And you hear me say, "Why did you knock on the bathroom stall?" She walks out, doesn't say anything. Okay, this is harassment and the predator entering inside of the restroom. It's 8:55 a.m. and that was Andy's Burgers, and that's what I took a picture of. That is P.O.C. It's 8:55 a.m. This is documentation of sexual violence at third-party facilitating venue Andy's Burgers, which is making activity in the bathroom such that the entire entity can monitor better. Okay, P.O.C. Patrolling in and out of the restroom. Hi, did somebody knock on the bathroom door? What do you want?
You need to get out from the bathroom.
How do you know I'm using the bathroom?
Because you're there, all the stuff is in there.
Yeah, what are you talking about? All the stuff is in there. What are you talking about? Okay, that's P.O.C. They're patrolling in and out of the bathroom. You need to get out of the bathroom. That's audible activity and harassment in the private space. Also, while I'm documenting them. 8:56 a.m. 8:59 a.m. and when I say that they are sex offenders, that's what I mean. And then you have what are sex offenders being hostile to being documented as the sex offenders that they are. So if you are entering inside of the bathroom while I'm using the bathroom and you're just knocking on the door, and then you run out and then you run back in and tell me to get out the bathroom. Let me be clear, this is hostility to knowledge of what I'm documenting as I'm documenting because they're sex offenders. They are. And they know exactly what I'm saying. It's 9 a.m. and that's P.O.C. This is sexual violence at Andy's Burgers. It's 9:05 a.m. Hi, I have a quick, can I ask you a question? Oh no, hablo English. Hi. Somebody came in the restroom and I think it was her that was telling me to get out of the bathroom and I just want to find out why. What was I? No English? Oh, okay. Hi, I'm waiting. Yeah, okay. It's 9:05. Hi, are you a manager here? Oh no. It's so funny how demons are. They're monitoring and they're all focused on you, but when you want to demand an explanation for the demonic and harassing conduct that they engage in, nobody speaks English. Everybody's evasive. And the one that was ordering me to get out of the bathroom when it's none of your business what I'm doing in the bathroom stall. Why are you disturbing me when I'm in the bathroom? Coming in with another one came in with a trash bag. They did not empty the trash. She came in with a black trash bag. She shakes it around. She's facing the sink while she's doing so. Then she knocks on the door and then she walks out. And then what I document on my podcast, they return in the bathroom. You need to come out of the bathroom. Why? How do you even know what I'm doing? Why are you coming in the bathroom telling people to get out the bathroom? That's P.O.C. Stater Brothers has engaged in the same thing. I'm going to call the police while I'm in the bathroom stall. Why? This is P.O.C. But I just want to be clear, that's not even logical conduct. Why are you calling people on the threatening to call the police while people are using the bathroom? Third-party group stalkers have maintained presence sitting on the toilet in their bathroom. And I was like, oh, are you going to call the police? They didn't call the police on that day, though. No, not when they're maintaining presence in the private space. This is sexual violence because they're engaging in criminal activity with the state. And they're engaging in federal stalking in that private space. And these are demons that know what you're doing while you're physically undressed. And again, this is already documented. This is deduced based on the behavioral pattern that is practiced while inside of that private space, the same exact pattern of conduct underway. And so this is documentation of what is harassment by the same entity. And like I stated on that day, where that group stalker engaged in assault and battery with a deadly weapon, and then she took shelter inside of this venue while they were engaging in harassment. And this is the same one who I took a picture of, who enters inside of the bathroom telling me to get out of the bathroom. Hi, are you a manager? I'm just waiting to talk to somebody. I just have a question. My issue is that I'm not going to make a big deal, but it's kind of a big deal because I'm using the bathroom, minding my business, and going to come out of the bathroom when I'm done. And someone comes in the bathroom repeatedly, knocks on the door, and then leaves. So I don't know what the point is knocking and then running out, and then comes back in and somebody else tells me that I need to get out of the bathroom, and I don't understand why. Do you guys always do that to people that are using the bathroom?
No, nothing I know of.
Yeah, you should be very careful. That's like getting into what is invasion of privacy. That's that's sexually related conduct is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm waiting to speak with someone and no one will talk to me, so I guess I'll just...
Yeah, I believe she's on break, so she's not. And I just got here, so I wouldn't know.
What issue would you have?
She's on her break.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know what issue you would have with me in the bathroom stall?
Well, I don't know, not me, because I wasn't even here.
Oh, okay.
I just got here. Yeah.
Yeah, so it couldn't have been that important if she ran out to a break, though, right? Okay. Anyway, thank you. Have a good day. It's 9:09 a.m. All right, engaging in what is harassment by entity and sexual violence in a private space. They're all monitoring together. One comes in, knocks on the door, creates audible activity. Another one knocking through the walls, which you can somehow hear through the walls in the bathroom. These are all sex offenders, and the fake sun is over the venue, and directed light is being distributed throughout the venue on the inside. J7JXN306. And I believe I read these, but I'm going to make sure I get all of them. 8F98499, 8PID529s. Yes, I read that one already. 8BHU236, 6SNW716. And again, that is sexual violence that's attributed to the whole venue, which includes B&G Plaza, right? So there's big picture, don't forget that. 7ZEF737, 7YJF526, 5RHP662. Center ICE is in relevant position. The drive-through is monitoring, okay? All the methods of documentation, 6ZBH839. They are surrounding the building by relevant positioning being in the drive-thru. This is the same thing you're looking at Starbucks. While the fake sun is over Starbucks, they are group stalking by maintaining presence in a drive-thru while the state is aiming directed light on the ceilings, moving it all about on the ceilings while my shadow is appearing up on a ceiling. This is everything I've already documented. This is exactly what they're doing. They are sex offenders, and 6ZBH839 is a demon. At the window, he's ordering food and he's monitoring me under the fake sun. It is, and he also knows what I'm saying. It's 9:11 a.m. and that is their failure to acknowledge when I'm asking a logical question. Why are you even banging on the bathroom door while somebody's trying to use the bathroom? 8B13640. These are the tendencies of demons that are hostile to being revealed as the sex offenders that they are. They know exactly what I'm saying. 8MTY670 is stalking with light. 8FHE875. And they're hostile to it. 8UOH010. And let me be clear, that's exactly what Ontario Over the Family Community Library engaged in. Hostility to the fact that they're being revealed as sex offenders. And I'm not going to be deterred from documenting sexual violence. I'm going to prosecute and I'm going to create policy for their tendency to engage in obstruction of justice, to engage in terrorism in doing so, and to engage in what is sexually violent federal stalking with those who are also under the age of 18. Demon possession, because this is what this is rooted in. Demon possession is not limited to 18. So you're going to be prosecuted as a terrorist and a sex offender, or you're monitoring with the government, because this is the government's pattern of conduct. 4SNV468, JXA9CF. This is a little demon patrolling in and out. Communication device in hand, directed light all around. Wearing too tight pants. Looking like a fruitcake. 87XOZ119, walking around the barbershop, which is in Suite B inside of the B&G Plaza. ELSAUCY. His pants are way, way, way too tight. He needs to worry about that instead of monitoring somebody else, because I'll just document that your pants are too tight while you're stalking. 8VJV056. 8P12439, 7YWR584, 7RXY460. Five NXV437, 8WAH818, 6JDW421, 30954N1, 35253F3, 51122S1. All right, and I want to be clear, 6ZBH839 is also, his mug is on the cameras inside of Shiro's Liquor, and that's the one that I clearly stated, that demon-possessed stalker who's monitoring via the drive-thru at Andy's Burgers, and I said he knows what I'm saying, he does know what I'm saying, he does follow to Shiro's Liquor. The fake sun is over Shiro's Liquor, and this is the absence of coincidence. You're in a deliberate environment where you are maintaining presence, and you're maintaining knowledge of what I'm stating, and that's fine. His mug is on the face. His face is on the cameras inside of the venue, and I want to get the fake sun at 9:13 a.m. License plate 8DRG927, directed light. That's an act of terrorism, right? He's under the fake sun, and that's not even like I've already explained what directed light is. It's clearly engineered. That is under no day sunlight conduct, let alone what I've shown, moving underneath the shaded walkway of the storefronts while they do the same thing drive by on the sidewalk, on the asphalt. That's not sunlight. That's not the conduct or behavior of sunlight, and that's not the sun. State's fake sun is over in me in Upland right now, okay? As I've already documented that while I'm moving around in Upland. And not only that, it's remaining over 630 North Fern Avenue while I remain in that vehicle. Remember, I've already documented it as I remain at that vehicle right now after 10 a.m., 10:07, 10:38, and I remain there. State's fake sun is over 630 North Fern, aiming directed light onto my breast, what I took a picture of. That's intentional touching with that which is not sunlight. Impossible to coexist with being over the logo sign of Shiro's Liquor. They're sex offenders at Andy's Burgers. This is ongoing documentation, tethering that ongoing continuity of documentation. It is 9:16 a.m. and that is P.O.C. All right, touching with directed light, AW25VO2. And it is 9:24 a.m. She waits for me to exit, and that's molestation with directed light. And there is shade right here where I'm standing. So I'm just speaking to the extent, the ways in which the state goes out of its way to molest. This is a sex offender. Goes out of its way to aim what is unnatural light outside and inside, and all around and on the walls of a bathroom, which is a private space. That's a sex offender. That goes out of its way to create random, unnaturally occurring noises that you are not going to hear inside of that private space. That's a sex offender. A very depraved and perverted and predatory sex offender. That's predatory conduct. All right, it's very, very weird. This is what they're doing together while they are stalking. Okay, that is a sex offender and a very demented one. So I just want to be clear on that. That overweight Latina waits for me to exit Shiro's Liquor. Group stalker waits on a bike. He's on camera. He's behind me in relevant position, maintaining presence. As I exit, that female drives by with a faded piece of paper on her license plate holder. Want to document that, but my presence is on camera. Her presence is on camera inside of B&G Plaza as well, and the fake sun is over the venue, but I am standing in the shade. That is directed light molesting my body while I am standing in the shade, and understand that that's not going to happen anyway. Driving underneath the sun does not result in horizontal shooting light. Okay, and this is ongoing direct evidence against every sex offender that I continue to document, including Andy's Burgers, 6EXC585. All right, what I captured on video, I just want to make sure I include it on my podcast. 8VEF822. It's an act of terrorism. You're capturing what is directed light beside his vehicle. And contrary to the other one that drove in the opposite direction under the same environment, no molestation, but that's an act of terrorism nonetheless, while directed light, that which is not sunlight, is occurring on the road. That's a mark of demon possession. 51122S1, and they're all under the fake sun. All right, they're stalking together, including Omnitrans. That's audible activity of that group stalker, which is a venue that I heavily documented. The fake sun remains on its venue essentially while I'm on it. Right? 1545684. Demon-possessed driver, demon-possessed riders, monitoring all together. Bus number 2350. Impossible light activity beside the bus on the sidewalk. Engaging in the same terrorism. It is 9:28 a.m. and that's Omnitrans engaging in facilitation while minions are patrolling around and standing around, including license plate 72946N2. It's P.O.C. It's 9:28 a.m. I want to make sure I read the license plate of this third party at Andy's Burgers. Advanced Plumbing Solutions, license plate 8B13640. And the demon was simultaneity to my reciting that license plate in front of that vehicle. They're monitoring and they're on the cameras. And they're under the fake sun at Andy's Burgers. The commercial vehicle to engage in what is terrorism, federal stalking. Just want to document that. It's 9:29 a.m. Fake sun moving now west to remain over me as I leave B&G Plaza. P.O.C. 7TUL152, 7BZA079, 4HYL562, 8JYB884, 81618J1, 6LRY655, 8KVW561, 8W955, 8W5991. You can scratch that one. I missed it. 71053F3. I missed that one. 5WGF313 in the drive-through. 7KWF331. 6YLH589. 6RWR287. want to get this truck UNFI, license plate 2832007, at what is Plum and Holt Boulevard. I'm walking at the crosswalk. 6YGZ 496, 6BYF 827, 8JLU 900, 6MTX 425, 8MFJ 613. It's currently 9:31 a.m. That's audible activity. 7SLS 413. All right, I did capture a video for your very eyes to see that which I've already established. And I just wanted to get the state's fake sun over Ontario Town Square Townhomes as I walk next to Ontario Town Square Townhomes after leaving Shiro's Liquor, and the state's fake sun is directly over Shiro's Liquor, after being directly over the Museum of History and Arts while I am there, and then being over Center Ice as I walk over there. And you have all of this to be compared with as I remain still. I'm documented remaining in the city of Upland. None of this is possible to coexist with being over my head and remaining present, in addition to what is the state's use of what is directed light all around me. I'm always being molested, and understand directed light is distinct from the placement of the state's fake sun. And how do you know this? Because I have documented where the state's fake sun is on one side of a building and shade is covering on the opposite side where I am standing, and the state is still molesting with light. Light is manifesting. That's not coming from that fake sun. Directed light is distinct from the state keeping its fake sun over my head. Directed light is being aimed in multiple directions as well. All right, so I just want to document that. You want to take a good gander at that. That is Ontario Town Square Townhomes, where the state placed its fake sun right now, and that's in direct conflict with even remaining over 630 North Fern Avenue, let alone being anywhere in Upland right over my head, which the state has done. Okay, that's P.O.C. It's 9:35 a.m. and that's what I captured on video. That's ongoing direct evidence against all of the demon-possessed stalkers, those that have no form using a company brand or representing the government, United States Postal Service. That is the revealing of what is the practicing of demonic activity, terrorism, by such actors. And you're going to drain the pockets, and you're going to criminally prosecute and make clear what those companies, what those government actors are engaging in, which is terrorism that is occurring in the United States of America. It is 9:35 a.m. That's P.O.C. 6MRU 590, 8UJ2220, I believe. 5HIM 672, 6BJN 168, AMR 70434V2. Saw those demons last night. 5MXM 503. You literally witnessed the demonstration of demon possession. As you have day in and day out, I have hundreds of videos of AMR. But I want to be clear, you witnessed that demon possession while that vehicle drives by. And you have what is the shadow of that vehicle is magnified in size. And it's moving around the vehicle apart from the driving what was... He was driving on Euclid Avenue, so they're driving north past me. You're driving straight, but the shadow of the vehicle is not in conformity to the movement of the vehicle. The shadow of the vehicle is moving as though it's moving from the back of the vehicle to the front of the vehicle, and it's magnified in size. It's very tall. And you're also going to pay attention to the shadows of the remaining vehicles around. The state is engaging in ongoing movement, especially as I am reciting what they're doing, and the state is changing light activity. You're going to do that with all of my documentation. You're going to look back, and you're going to see the fake sun over my location where I'm at before I started pointing it out. This is very clearly seen in 2018, where Upland police are engaging in federal stalking, as I summon them based on the threat posed by Tracy Banks, okay? And the fake sun is directly over my head while I'm standing at the same intersection of what is, I believe, Reading Way and 11th Street. And Upland police are present. These are demon-possessed stalkers who are monitoring, which I also captured in video, while they're stalking around the perimeter of my apartment after I called them, and that's why I stepped out. I'm like, what's taking so long? And then I see Upland police just stalking in relevant position outside of my apartment on 11th Street. And then moments later, a second officer arrives and they come and I address them and I document the whole encounter. The fake sun is directly over my head. You're looking at the shadows. That is showing that the state's fake sun is directly over our heads while I'm standing there. They're monitoring, and you're also going to hear helicopter activity while I'm standing next to Officer Turner. All right, I'm dealing with demons, and I'm documenting them before they are even aware of all that I'm going to reveal, before I'm actually even aware of everything that I'm going to reveal. All I did was document step by step by step. I continuously document it, and you're understanding what is literally a pattern as it was made manifest, and you're looking at what is demented activity. I'm knowing that this is demonic activity at the outset, but I also know that it's going to require objective proof, and so I documented it. And you're looking at what is demonic activity while they're engaging in criminal conduct. That is federal stalking. That's what these demons are doing, amongst other things. Understand these demons are engaging in more than monitoring what you're doing on the internet and on my phone. That is why you're stalking in a bathroom while your panties are down. That's why you're engaging in that sexual violence. That's why you're monitoring while you're kidnapping in a jail when I clearly don't have no communication device. All right. The engagement in the criminal elements of monitoring is achieving what is ritualistic conduct amongst the demon possessed. All right. Light activity and maintaining presence all around. It's satanic, and they're doing it as a group. And this is what the government in California is practicing. And it is criminal. All right. So you can drag the demonic in court. That's what is happening. You can drag the demonic in a courtroom and prosecute them for the objective criminal activity that they engage in. 8 BES 733. It is currently 9:40 a.m. Group stalker maintaining presence at bus stop number 7911, and the state's fake sun is directly over the bus stop. And that is P.O.C. I'm going to document third parties. All right, as I captured in video, Downtown Ontario Improvement Association monitoring 7END 854 8RUZ 582 7KXY 536 8KGS 523 5KLK 567 5MTF 921. And as I showed in video as well, I'm standing at 7911 bus stop for Omnitrans, a venue. And what is the state's fake sun is the state's fake sun is over me while I'm standing at this bus stop. And you also have what is directed light covering the bus stop area, while the state is also maintaining presence via third parties, group stalker that are maintaining presence, 7UXH 923. All right. And the state is also maintaining presence by traffic. This is the entity that's patrolling around. These are demons. Okay. 25136A3. P.O.C. It is currently 9:43 a.m. 8JUY 757. Whoa. That's Downtown Improvement Association maintaining noise. That's a demon. And you will sue the municipality for that. It's called audible activity. Actually, I think I should sit. 6WSR 773. It's audible activity as well. Okay, I'm just getting Downtown Improvement Association, who went out of their way to drag a bucket on the on the sidewalk next to me in order to maintain noise, while the state's fake sun is clearly over my head at the bus stop. All right, just wanted to capture that demon, going by the name of Downtown Improvement Association. So that's what he represents. However, you can document the state. KHH 415 14415R2 7KVF 913 7HCH 412 7SHR 795 7TKZ 793 8VHK 889 8EHV 829 8HKE 546. It is currently 9:45 a.m. 7JWW 419. 6PNF 890. 8TKB 053. 6ADC 710. 6MFN 336. 6WBV 661. 8SYR. I can't see the rest of that one. And that's paper account. Let's see what's over there. It's 9:46 a.m. (42952A1) 5FKZ 410 6NQV 123. I can't really see that one. That's amplified audible activity. KJN 056. 8GTM 518. 7UFX 238. 8. Can't really see that one. 5XUG 246. NDB 813. It's 9:49 a.m. 8AWR 237. 88740V2. 8T. I can't see that one. 59912E1. 8VWH043, I believe. 8MXL 307. 6DYR 145. Seven GTX 239. 8MOA 163. It's 950. ATXN 710. 7WGR. I want to say 246, but I can't really see that one that clearly. SAJ 943 5GTY 685. VUH 766. 8HXS 161. That's stalking with activity. That car horn occurs as I dig in my pocket. And that's the state playing a tape of a sound of a plane taking off. There ain't no airport right here at Holt, Euclid. It's hovering and then heightening in elevation, playing the same tape over and over again. And who's monitoring with them? Let's get their license plates. 5NPU 522, and that's Southwest Airlines. 5EPX 852, 7CVS 658, 6MQV 077, 8PCA 453, 7UGW 171. Southwest Airlines flying directly over them as they're driving by, and directed light and the fake sun is here. 7VAA 784. Southwest Airlines is engaging in federal stalking and terrorism. 7V 81404, as already established. 7T91365. Southwest Airlines is a heavy-duty stalker. 01700W2, along with 7LXN123, SVAUTO, 7RCA016, 8UVB818, 8GYG198, 5N311, 5831448, 7VLA881, 5YQE823, 5WGA989, 27905B1, 3702, 4M2, 8PAX235. That is as Southwest Airlines flies directly over the same street while they're driving by. License 8P.O.K. 680. UV, I can't see that one. Let's scratch that one. 7JCW 927 or 921, can't see that one. 4DOJ 863. XXZ 359. 6MRW. I can't see that one either. That's audible activity. It's just like Southwest Airlines providing soundtrack while they're patrolling. License plate 7JWF961. 8KHP971, 8VQA408, 8UMR525, 73625Z2, TYGRE6, 8UHX292, 6JCC814, 7FCH932. $377GZ handicap. That is 49958X1. That was a commercial vehicle. I don't know what that logo said. Looked like an LGSX, something similar to that. It's 9:55 a.m. $8LKJ619. That is, yeah, I heard Omnitrans 61 going westbound. They're crossing path, they're monitoring as well. So when I'm documenting passing Omnitrans, understand everybody on that bus is monitoring, the driver is monitoring, okay? It's not just Omnitrans. 8ABG443. $8MML607, 84719C3, 8FTY430, 8MHU326, 7VAH893, 7S32858, 7FGV055, 8TDB394, 8LSC754, 0399, 2C3, 6NAK061, 5WPS273, MKY, I can't really see that one, 870, that's some out-of-state plate and I can't see it that clearly. It was a yellow and white plate. BL31456, I believe. That's a paper plate. All right, so this goes with regard to what is the nature of monitoring, and this spans a radius. So they're monitoring on Euclid Avenue. T-Mobile is monitoring Zobos Birreria, Bali Spa. These venues that are the storefronts where the state is also flying over in a commercial airline planes and amplifying audible activity and placing its fake sun on the street over me. They're all monitoring. Newsboys, Herradura de Oro. I believe that's Furniture Dreams at B Street and Euclid. Let's see. 81, covering it up with a trailer. Can't see it. 4MOC 754. Omnitrans of the 83 southbound is crossing path. And let's see, it is 9:58 a.m. United States Postal Service 0333043. 7 UIB 946. 3SHW, I can't really see that one. 4TOR 986. 6JBJ 291, 7K34619, 8VXU 751, 8BYH 118, I believe. 645576, can't see the rest of that one. 8DSW, can't see the rest of that one either. 8KMK 252, 37519C2, 8LWV 245. 8 NRF 659. It's captured what is the fake sun remaining over me at the bus stop where I'm at in the city of Ontario. 8 WNP 255, and identifying what is the absence of any form of any actor being in relevant position in that unnatural environment. As the state is engaging in what is federal stalking and practicing demonic activity, which is terrorism. 6RZ, oh, you can scratch that one, 8NDC 926. All of them crossing path under the fake sun, which is remaining at the bus stop at 10 o'clock in the morning. 8E61445, 6CSW 784, 7RGE, I can't see that one, 6YWE 303, 6EZU 630, 8SCL 912, 17151Y2, 8TBV 63, can't see the rest of that one, 33456R2. It's 10:02 a.m. And as I've already shown, the state's fake sun is documented, already present inside of the aiming directed light. That's not sunlight, as I already showed you, as I already demonstrated, that fills the inside of that Upland Public Library, while the state has what is the fake sun aiming inside of the windows, moving about over the ceiling, aiming directed light through the windows on the second floor, which was not even at any sort of logical angle. The state is literally just aiming directed light. All right, and this is the ability to capture that, paying attention to the environment. And not only that, you're looking at what is ongoing documentation of what is clearly not the sun. It's maintaining presence over me in the city of Ontario, and also maintaining presence over specifically D Street. And why is it at D Street? Because that's the vantage point where the state can place its fake sun that wants to literally be visible over me. That's what I showed you while I sit on the side of the Ontario Ovitt Family Community Library, and I'm showing you where I sit on the side, the state will move its fake sun so that it's like the state's fake sun has eyes that it wants to see. It'll move to be in alignment with me visibly. All right, that's what I showed you as I move underneath that shaded walkway, which, by the way, is documented while I remain at the same time inside of the Upland Public Library. This is the contrast that you're making. This is how you're seeing what is stalking with light. And it is entirely demonic. That's terrorism. All right? That's a psychopath. That's demonic activity. So no, the state's fake sun is not over that's not the sun, first of all, nor is the state's fake sun over D Street right now, over the Upland Public Library. It's right here over the bus stop where I'm at. And the minions are stalking with that state. 5C73167, 7LWZ353, 7UO1244, 8ATD487. 8JOA483, 8RLK48, I can't wait to go on, 8KDF909, 8RES766, 7AEN735, 7NWV507. It's 10:04 a.m. And by the way, not just Upland Public Libraries, they kept its fake sun over the car while I'm inside of it at 630 North Fern Avenue. And I am at Holt and Euclid. States keeps its fake sun over me while I'm at Starbucks at 706 West Holt, right, while I'm inside of that venue. This is also impossible to coexist with where it's at right now, as I'm facing, pay attention to the direction I'm facing as I'm capturing the fake sun as it remains at 10 a.m. while I'm sitting at this bus stop. All right, these are locations in central presence of this light source as it remains, contrary to where I'm documenting it based on where I'm at and what the state is doing with its fake sun and its directed light. It's 10:05 a.m. What you're also going to pay attention to is the time where I left the museum and I'm capturing the video of the state's fake sun. This is about 2 hours, and it's north up it's on the same block, I want to be clear, and it's also supposed to be over the Ontario Ovitt Family Community Library, by the way. This is the same block, and it's not over the entrance of Ontario Ovitt Family Community Library. And those sex offenders were hostile to the fact that I'm documenting them as they are sex offenders, right? Demon-possessed sex offenders engaging in federal stalking. 8PBE646. That's why the fake sun isn't over that entrance of that library in Ontario. 7JJM909. Just want to point that out. P.O.C. 1545797, driver number 2953 or 2983. It's an African American male, and also engaging in harassment. Not gonna let me on the bus, even though I'm holding my mask in my hand and I'm preparing to put it on. He's just about to drive off. I'm like, hello, are you gonna let me on the bus? And then I put my mask on and he's just standing there looking at me like he's not gonna let me on the bus. I just want to document what's hostility. Omnitrans knows it's being documented. That is an act of harassment while the state's fake sun is remaining in the window of the vehicle while I'm on it. It's 10:16 a.m. And this is the fake sun, which I will document, at what is bus stop number 0176 at Sultana and I believe this is D Street. So let me get that right now. Okay, 10:18 a.m. And I just wanted to document the presence of the fake sun at the bus stop number 0176 at Sultana and again, I think this is D Street. And the Amazon Prime flies directly over, amplifying, flying over the LORRAINE College of Law. That's a venue where they're monitoring. 320 East D Street. That's where I'm at right now. And Amazon Prime flies over. The fake sun is right over me. United States Postal Service crossing path. License 7ZNS 350 7HEX 189 8DDK 707. It is currently 10:19 a.m. and being over where I'm at the LORRAINE College of Law is also equally incompatible with being over D Street in the city of Upland, where the Upland Public Library is. Okay, and that is speaking to direct evidence against Amazon Prime that's engaging in federal stalking and terrorism. While the fake sun is over my head and they're flying over, they're stalking and engaging in federal stalking in concert with the people. 7FFZ 315. P.O.C. State's fake sun is behind the Ontario Ovid Family Community Library, well behind what is the entrance, as it has kept its fake sun. I've documented at the same time at 10:15 in the morning, and the State's fake sun is right there over the entrance. State's fake sun is over me while I am at Sultana. That's behind the Ontario Ovid Family Community Library. Nowhere comparable, which you can clearly see in the video while Amazon flies over. 8HAK 647. 7DKH 209. 4SER 990. 6WZP832, 6CPM 429, 8MJY 486. That is amplified activity of what's supposed to be a train while I'm on D Street at Plum, in between Sultana and Plum. You cannot hear the train from that location. That's P.O.C, that's audible activity. 8RNB 853, 7PLL 774. And it's 10:20 a.m. And the State's fake sun, again, remains at that bus stop that I said at Euclid and Holt. And then as I literally essentially go up the street and turn the corner onto D Street, which is what this is. D Street, yeah, and get off at Sultana, the State's fake sun is at that location as I get off. Not proceeding north up Euclid Avenue in the window of the vehicle, for example, as I'm going up Euclid Avenue. So this is in no way any suggestion that the State's fake sun remains on Euclid Avenue all day long, which is contrary to nature anyway. The sun doesn't stay on Euclid Avenue in the city of Ontario all day. 21237C2. Mission Furniture stalks with light at G Street in Euclid and is crossing path 8NEJ834, crossing path right now. Mission license 79501D1. P.O.C. F734MO. Flying over Ontario Ovid Family Community Library and that's Delta Airlines, and flying over the LORRAINE College of Law. 8VIN 985. That's audible activity coming from McCarthy that is monitoring. At Lemon and Lemon and D Street, excuse me. And the fake sun is nowhere over the entrance of the Ontario Ovid Family Community Library, contrary to what I documented day in and day out. 7ZMP157, 6HDV272, 7TUX495, 5AKU117, 8NJE955. PTE 392. Seven U94541, 6KDM 299, 8K27355, 8WCT 302. That's McCarthy monitoring. License 6RML240, 7LTD 694, 03249T1, 29609B3, 6RW8854, I believe. And it's 10:25 a.m. and the state's fake sun is right here at what is D Street and Euclid Avenue at 10:25. License 4 DOJ 863, 8SJY 622, 6 BOR 159. Let me get this license. 8WBR 706, 6HCB 176, 6MVC 922, 8P7945, 7BCE 541, 6102003, 61477U1, 6XSH027, 8SZS049, 6XEB 735, 8GGT 442, 48964U2. And that was Amazon Prime and Delta, again, flying over the College of Law, LORRAINE College of Law, and the Ontario Ovitt Family Community Library while the state's fake sun is over me. They're maintaining presence, engaging in federal stalking and terrorism, those commercial airlines, and doing so as I am at that intersection in between Sultana and Lemon. License 7L75044 while the state's fake sun is over me at that location, which again, you're going to pay attention to where I am ordinarily. And inside of the Ontario Ovitt Family Community Library, the state's fake sun is not over there by Sultana, not over the LORRAINE College of Law. It's right over the entrance of the Ontario Ovitt Family Community Library because that's where I go. 8ETG112, 7JJL425, 8URV172. 8XKE088. It's 10:28 a.m. And that was Route 87 that I got on initially, okay? $6JGG039, 8XKZ989, 7WZT562, 5GGL513. AP34389. I am currently located at 404 North Euclid Avenue. Group stalker maintaining presence at the corner, maintaining presence behind me. State is aiming directed light. Fake sun is over. 7KXR 910, 8GNT 579, 8WHA 239, 31493U2, 8RZK 603, 7LZU 028, BK61H73. That's a paper plate. 7ZZB 186, 7MRE 849. 87623E2. That's train activity. I'm at D Street in Euclid. 8BSS 984. The 83 to Upland is arriving now at 10:31 a.m. And this is P.O.C. Alrighty, let's see. It is 10:34. The state's light source remains in alignment to the window that I'm sitting on the Omnitrans bus, traveling north up Euclid Avenue. Now, what is going to be noticed, let me document what is the state's fake sun as it is remaining over me in Ontario, as I'm in Ontario. The light source is going to pass what is D Street in order to remain over me as I get off at Arrow, okay? 8P79459, and then go backwards as I walk back to the library and remain at what is D Street. I've already documented this. I'm pointing out common sense when you're seeing what is stalking with light. And that's just small scale. It's supposed to be remaining over the Ovid Family Community Library all day long. 40990S2. 13569V2. 51678T2.
Usaron la puerta trasera.
10:37 a.m. 1302446. That's a license plate of Omnitrans, the facilitating venue where the state kept its fake sun in alignment with me while I'm on that bus, which is a venue, okay? Subject to ongoing systematic monitoring and terrorism while the state is stalking with its fake sun in the window. Now in the city of Upland at Arrow Highway and Euclid Avenue, where the state is, again, contrary to what I'm documenting as I remain in Ontario, it's remaining over me there, following around the block as I go to Sultana and D Street and remaining in the window as I go back up to Euclid Avenue, in the window of the bus as I'm traveling north of Euclid Avenue. The state is already supposed to be visible through the window of Upland Public Library. All right, and I'm just making a contrast with that particular venue. This is ongoing stalking with a light source and stalking with directed light, which is also on that bus, okay? So that's not the sun, and that's also not sunlight that is on the bus touching and surrounding the surfaces on that venue. All right, it is currently 10:40 a.m. That's the sound of the elevator while they maintain presence in the bathroom, and directed light is outside and the fake sun is over the venue. It's 12:48 p.m. All right, what I captured on my video camera, the video documentation of what is group stalking. This is federal stalking amongst the demon possessed. This is demon possession. You are witnessing, looking at people. They are corporally under the same condition, which is demon possession. I am documenting what is criminal activity as the state is operating what is federal stalking in concert with the people of the state. All of them are in that same condition of demon possession. This is a satanic monitoring system. Maintenance of presence while the state is operating a satanic system. This is the significance of stalking with light. Light is an element of monitoring with communication devices. This is pursuant to federal stalking. It is also demonic in nature, all right? With regard to the type of conduct that the state is engaging in to monitor, this is terrorism as that demonic environment is maintained. And this is showing what is the state's light source remaining over the ceiling of the library as I am walking from the study room. As I walk to the opposite side of the library, on the opposite side of the staircase, the state's fake sun is no longer over that right side, and I'll say right, because I'm facing D Street, and so I am, I guess in terms of north, south, east, west, while I am facing D Street inside of the library, I am on what is the north side of the staircase. The state's fake sun is right over my head as I go to the south side of the staircase, which would be the left, in front of the bathroom door. In other words, the state's fake sun is directly over my head on the opposite side of the staircase. This is immediate movement, just like you see while I'm, for example, in a vehicle. That's exactly what the state is doing inside of the venue. Stalking with light, a fake sun, moving about with knowledge in real time with what I'm doing as I'm doing it inside of this of the library. This is what you can visibly see, and this is by providence the construction of this library. You can see it. That's what the state is doing. The same thing inside of any apartment building, inside of the jail of the West Valley Jail where I was kidnapped, and the state is doing the same thing while I'm inside of the vehicle, for example, of Omnitrans. If I go to the back of the bus, the state's fake sun will move relative to where I am to be in alignment. This is what the state is doing inside of any apartment building where I'm at. It's concentrating its light source directly over me, and you can see it while I'm inside of the Upland Public Library. And then when I go, I guess I would say south with regard to what is facing D Street. So I want to be clear, facing D Street, the staircase, I would be on the west side of the staircase. I want to make sure I speak that correctly. And facing D Street, I went to the east side of the staircase, which is in front of the bathroom entrance, and the state's fake sun. I just want to make sure I use the correct direction. Being on the west side of the staircase and the east side of the staircase is in alignment with the bathroom door. So as I am going inside of the bathroom, the state is keeping its fake sun over my head, over the through the ceiling of the library. As I walk what would be south to get to the little desk area where I'm exchanging for computers, where I talk to them, give them my library card, do whatever it is that I do, the state's fake sun moves to be moves basically south with me to remain over my head. And this is what I'm capturing in video day in and day out over D Street. While you are over the ceiling of the library, you are not over D Street. And that is also seen as you're looking at what is the maintenance of central location over my head. For example, while I'm on the west side of the staircase, I'm not aiming my phone toward the D Street location. It's right over my head. As I walk forward, meaning walk south toward that emergency exit, where I'm capturing what is D Street. The state's fake sun is over D Street. As I am on the east side of the staircase, what is in alignment with the bathroom door, the women's restroom, the state's fake sun is over my head. I'm not aiming it toward the windows over that are right in front of D Street where the emergency exit is. I'm not aiming it like it was moments ago on the west side of the staircase. All right. This is contrary to what the actual sun is. This is incremental movement in step with me inside of the venue. All right. This is the same exact pattern of conduct. And you're looking at what is stalking by the state with the fake sun inside of the venue. You're looking also at the video of what is a third party, an operation of a communication device monitoring outside of the private space. She is also engaging in what is demonic pacing. All right. She's in a demonic environment, and I'm giving you the reality of what you are looking at. You're witnessing demonic activity as she is engaging in federal stalking, and this demon is pacing back and forth while she's using her phone, and she's also walking in directed light while I'm capturing video of the state's fake sun over my head on the west side of the staircase. And then I go and I capture the state's fake sun directly over my head on the east side of the staircase. And I also captured video as I walk south and right in front of the emergency exits, and I'm capturing the fake sun as it is in position over D Street. Again, while I move south to get that vantage point, I am not looking backwards toward the ceiling where it's over my head at the west side of the staircase or the east side of the staircase. It remains directly above me. I'm pointing my camera up. This is movement, necessary movement, and real-time movement. And this is remaining over, and that's just that's micro level. That's what you're looking at, is stalking inside of the venue. The state is documented, like I just stated, it's already documented remaining in the city of Ontario. I have prolonged documentation of that. This is the impossibility of this actually being the sun, let alone then moving incrementally in step with me while I'm inside of the venue, aiming what is necessarily not sunlight, because that is not possibly the sun either. And doing so while you are in the private space and the demon possessed are surrounding in that private space. Pulling down your pants and using the bathroom is no form. It's called activity creation, actually. You are stalking in that private space while the state is literally keeping a fake sun over my head and aiming directed light inside of that bathroom and all around in relevant position, while what I captured in video are nothing but demons that are pacing all around. They're walking up the stairs, they're walking all around, sitting around in relevant position, moving in that directed light. You're witnessing what is demonic activity while they are all monitoring. Federal stalking is underway amongst these demon-possessed in this venue where the state is inevitably present by virtue of the presence of the fake sun and the directed light. And you are engaging in what is light activity creation, audible activity creation, which the state is amplifying. This is why you're able to hear what is the toilet flushing while I'm standing at the desk. This is speaking to the creation of what is amplified audible activity while I'm capturing what is supposed to be the sound of the elevator while you're inside of the bathroom. That is impossible audible activity. The elevator is not that loud. When you're getting on the elevator, it is not that loud. Okay. The state is providing a microphone. This is the same thing that I'm documenting outside. I just want to show that template is applied to the inside of any venue. All right. And you are intentionally present in that regard. There is no coincidence. And I've also shown that based pursuant to a demonic behavioral pattern. And as I've also published as of late on my website, this is documentation that was already published, but I am filtering the totality of it onto my website, thepatternofconduct.wordpress.com. You are not only looking at day to day, you're not only looking at what is the moment by moment movement of that which is clearly not the sun as it remains over the library, for example, all day. Because remember, I'm capturing 4 hours from now, I have captured the state's visible fake sun over the same street at D Street. And the state is keeping directed light inside of the same building, moving it from one side of the building to the other, aiming it under desks, inside of the office, onto the walls, by the electrical sockets, into the depths, all around. That's a literally impossible light activity, and the maintenance remaining literal stalking with this light, which is already established as not sunlight, and this is under which is established as not the sun, right? This is that invading conduct. This is the personification of that demonic stalker, that demonic entity through its conduct with light. And I want to be clear, in the same way that the state is stalking and with this incremental step-by-step, this is what the people of the state are doing. And it's showing what is the presence of demons all around while federal stalking is underway. And they engage in that in the bathroom. All right. So you are engaging in the maintenance of what is audible activity and light activity creation as you move under any source of light, aside from the state's directed light and the fake sun. Any light is the provision of the first element of federal stalking. But I want to be clear, the state engages in the use of what is stalking with light, maintenance of light. This is necessary for the 24-hour presence of light. And the state engages in substantial light. I've referred to it as enhanced light tactics. That's what the fake sun is about. In addition to what this is a ritualistic, this is a satanic feature of the system, all right? And that's where that's rooted in. Stalking with a light source is entirely demonic in nature. But it is for the purpose of what is monitoring on a massive scale and doing so in concert with all of those who I'm capturing inside of the venue. And the surveillance cameras are capturing inside of the venue. And they're doing so with ongoing knowledge. The demonic know what you are doing inside of the bathroom. And this is the reality of what are sex offenders, and you don't even know that. All right. And so with regard to the criminal pattern of conduct that is underway, and in that environment, establishing criminal activity by a government that's stalking with a light source, you are indeed a sex offender as the state is engaging in surveillance and federal stalking while I'm in that private space. The state's pattern of conduct does not stop. The state is amplifying audible activity, and you are in relevant position creating activity, which is also being amplified. And this is not coincidentally so. This is the same example again. While my shadow surrounds my body, you are in no way separate from that environment as it is being intentionally created. You are indeed engaging in that threat, because that's terrorizing someone, engaging in that sort of demonic, surrounding with that demonic environment. And that's what the state is doing with its directed light. You're surrounding with a demonic environment. All right, while you are constantly being molested with that which is not sunlight, while you are constantly being followed and pursued by that which is not the sun, that is now remaining in upland at this venue, as opposed to, well, it's not as opposed to, because this is supposed to be the sun, and so you can document that. If this is the sun, then the sun is going to engage in that which is substantially similar every single day. And this is going to be impossible to coexist with remaining. My single example is the Ontario Ovitt Family Community Library, where it's present over the venue, beside the venue before it opens, over the venue as I walk into it, as I've captured it, remaining as I exit in the evening after 6 p.m. And that is documentation that remains. And if this is the sun, then I would never be able to capture it over D Street, and let alone remain. If this is the sun, the actual sun is not remaining through the windows and over the ceiling and moving in real time to remain over my head while I'm inside of that venue, while you're also at the same time remaining in Ontario, while you're also somehow in the city of Ontario Mills Parkway over the IHOP restaurant, while you're also in the city of Chino over the windshield of the vehicle that I'm inside of at Riverside Drive and what is Mountain Avenue. And you're also remaining over what are the documented presence of remaining for the duration of the day. And this is impossible. The state is also maintaining presence this time of year. I've already documented at what is the Economy Inn. And this is what I'm speaking to, what I've published, the totality of that. You're looking at what is August, September of this of last year. And also in the beginning, I also documented Economy Inn of this year, of 2021 as well. And this is the impossibility of that. So you're not only looking at moment by moment, you're not looking at just day by day, you're looking at time of year. And this time of year, you're talking about, I documented the state's fake sun is over the Ontario Police Department at 2500 South Archibald Avenue. This is impossible to what the state is providing even right now as I captured this video. How are you ever going to be over 2500 South Archibald Avenue when you're over my head in the city of Ontario in the window of the bus as I'm being driven north up Euclid Avenue to get to this venue? After you pass over D Street, you're over my head at Arrow Highway, and then you're back over to be visible over the ceiling of the library. And I just captured that light source, which is not the sun. This is literal following with a light source. This is Satan in operation over a people. This is demonic activity. It is terrorism. All right, the ability to document that is the ability to prosecute it, okay? It is the practicing of terrorism by a government, and it is also the impermissible threat by virtue of the fact that the government that is monitoring, all right, this is based on the nature of the crime of monitoring, they're monitoring the documentation. This is prosecuting the public entity and the people of the state for failure to back down. You will prosecute for that impermissible threat. The government is not only engaging in criminal activity, they are persistent in engaging in that. This is speaking to the formation of policy and that intense prosecution from which there is no shelter. All right. This is speaking to the psychopath. The psychopath I'm showing you in the face of all of the people of the state. The psychopath I'm showing you through the government that's stalking through law enforcement agencies as I've documented them. The psychopath I'm showing you as a fake sun remains over my head as I am surrounded by what are shadows. These are the psychopaths as I'm showing you the faces that surround. It's the same demonic entity. And it is a psychopath that stalks inside of the private space. So it needs to be known the intricacies of the system in operation and the sex offender that is the state of California, and that are the people of the state of California. That demonic actor is personified in the people. It is personified through the state's conduct with light. It is personified through the state's amplification of activity, absolutely abnormal. It's like a cartoon environment. It's absolutely fake. Everything about it is fake. And you're talking about being surrounded by a bunch of psychopaths who are focused on you. But I have stripped this down. These are demons that surround, and they are literally walking around. And I would, analogize it to walking around in the nude, because the demons have nowhere to hide. What they are doing is made bare. And as the state continues to engage in this environment, what they are doing, it is no mystery, and it is out in the open. So as you document what is an impermissible threat, you will prosecute for that. Okay. It is 1:05 p.m. and that is sexual violence as I'm documenting it inside of the bathroom. Maintaining presence. Understand, while I'm not in the bathroom, amplifying audible activity that's supposed to be coming from the bathroom. While I'm in the bathroom, amplifying audible activity, which is monitoring inside of the private space. All right. It's a sexually violent threat while you have directed light around the bathroom that's communicating a sexually violent threat to the one who's being monitored. The government is essentially letting you know, I'm monitoring you, I'm stalking, I'm listening, I'm sitting in the bathroom, I'm stalking you while your panties are down. That's what the state is communicating in that environment and with that conduct. All right. As the elements are maintained. OK, the state is engaging in surveillance while your panties are down. And the state is doing it vicariously through these demons that are surrounding, pacing around like the psychopaths that they are, very violent sex offenders, and then hostile as you document that sexual violence. That's a psychopath. You're going to prosecute for that, okay? You prosecute profusely for that. It's 1:06 p.m., and this is what I was speaking to. It's not just day by day, moment by moment, as I'm showing you as I go from the east and west side of a staircase inside of the building. It's also time of year, and this is also impossible with what the state is doing at the Upland Public Library this time of year. And also from release of my kidnapping by the San Bernardino Sheriff's Department, the Ontario Police Department, and the Rancho Cucamonga Superior Court as of August 17th. And I'm showing you where the state's fake sun is. Take a good look at what was going on in 2020 at this time of year, where I was nowhere near these venues, and I was remaining at what was essentially economy end, remaining at that end of Ontario, and the state's fake sun is over that. So this is how you're getting a big picture of what the state is doing. And this is a psychopath that is waging an impermissible threat against the life of an American citizen who is being monitored. This is federal stalking amongst the demon possessed. Right? And that is sexual violence. Sexual violence is ongoing. So I'm going to document right now, and it's on surveillance cameras, but I'm going to provide context. 1:07 p.m. going inside of the private space. That is ongoing sexual violence as I remain subject to it, but I want to specifically document it. And that is P.O.C. The stalker following into the bathroom. It's 1:18 p.m. and on surveillance cameras. And I'm referencing the cameras right now. P.O.C. Walking down the stairs, crossing path. It's stalking in the path. It is 1:19 p.m. All right, 1:22 p.m. I did capture images of what is maintenance of presence through the study room. So these group stalkers, these are third parties maintaining presence on behalf of the state. This is vicarious state presence. The state's environment is present. So you are stalking, and there is nothing that you're doing that's superseding the pattern of conduct. And the state is amplifying audible activity with which minions, these are third parties, stalk with while they're monitoring with communication devices. And that's what I captured. They're sitting inside of study room number 3, present for what is crossing a path, and also present to monitor while I am uploading the videos that I just captured of the state's fake sun on both the east and west side of the staircase. And then as I move south to right in front of that emergency exit where you're looking at what is D Street, they're here to monitor that and engaging in maintenance of presence. The state's directed light remains, the state's fake sun remains, amplification of audible activity remains. They're also present in the path while the state fills the study room with noise, reminiscent of what the state creates inside of the bathroom, a horn sounding while the toilet flushes. That's what the state is creating inside of the study room while you're maintaining presence. It's P.O.C. It's 1:23 p.m. 37398K1, and it is currently 6:05 p.m. Directed light it's on the sidewalk, and I'm laughing because it is so outlandish what the state does. 8BIT534. It'll keep a fake sun over D Street all day long, and then keep what is directed light, and this is how I've termed it, but this is supposed to be sunlight that's on the same street after it stayed on the, and visible through the window for like over 10 hours, okay? Not over 10 hours, I'm sorry, but you're talking about from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., okay? That's over 8 hours. I'm going to get this group stalker's license plate who's stalking down on 1st Avenue, 4363782, while they're stalking in the path, and the state's directed light is up here, and they're crossing path now. It is currently 6:06 p.m. You have another one. You have one that'll leave and another that comes to do the same thing. This is the significance of a system, and this is the significance of what is a government system. And so you have in the reality, in the same way that you've got demons. I mean, plenty of demons. Demons are many, okay? It's the same thing with the people of the state that the government is acting vicariously in concert with. So you have that group stalker whose license plate I read. Another one is at the same location at G&G Lampworking. That's a facilitating venue. Turning now what is west onto, that would be 9th Street. And so it is currently 6:06 p.m. using their hazards. That is stalking in the path with light. And the state is stalking in the path with light as well, with what is directed light on the sidewalk, at the same position where the state kept its fake sun all day on D Street. So understand what that is. That's what I've pointed out. The state will stalk with its fake sun and then engages in acting like, I mean, I'm not even going to say, because you're not acting like the sun is going anywhere, because it hasn't gone anywhere. To remain from 10 a.m. up until I took a video at 4:45 p.m. and you're over the same street, and then within an hour and a half, suddenly you're not visible over D Street anymore, but yet the direct light remains at that same street over D Street. All right, they're stalking, and that's stalking with light, and it's literally ridiculous. Like it's not even realistic in any way. I'm describing exactly what the state is doing. 6LHT591. That's audible activity by a psychopath. And he's in directed light. He's monitoring with that, understand? It's called audible activity. UPS is crossing path as well. It's 6:08 p.m. All right, the group stalker that I'm getting on video while the state is sounding helicopter activity, that's a terrorizing threat that this third party is waging while it's stalking at the intersection of 1st and D Street. It is 6:11 p.m. He is also in what is the path while the state is aiming entirely unrealistic directed light, and while the fake sun remains over D Street. This is a demon-possessed stalker engaging in the same ominous stalking activity, stalking with their brake lights. And this is the 3rd day in a row that this particular stalker is engaging in federal stalking with the government. 6NHB 161. It is 6:12 p.m. That's P.O.C. He's monitoring with this overweight thing, whatever this male is, and his pants are too tight as well. He's walking across the street. They're monitoring together. I'm just letting you know it's not separate. These are demons that are of one mind. They're monitoring, and they're maintaining light around the path while I'm literally scrutinizing what is absolutely unrealistic directed light. COWSTRO, but the state is maintaining light through the people who are maintaining presence at the ends of the streets with their hazard lights, with their headlights, and the state's fake sun. And the state was sounding helicopter activity as I was completing my video that I just captured right now. It's 6:12 p.m. 04874 B2. All right, monitoring at the end of Emporia with the one that's touching, 8DKU045. And my shadows on both sides of me right here at what is Lemon and Holt while they're stalking at both ends of the street. And the demons at the end of what is Lemon, I'm going to get their license plate as well. And the state is flying over. State is flying over what is Lemon right now. It is currently 7:08 p.m. I'm referring to the video that I just captured right now of the people stalking with light. And so as I'm getting out of the vehicle that I was inside of at what is 150 East Toll, I'm on Lemon. As I get out of the vehicle, you have these group stalkers that park. That's the use of your light and maintaining relevant positioning. You have a group stalker that's right in front of me, well, behind the vehicle, essentially. They stop on the side of what is Lemon and Halt on the opposite side of the street, turn their blinkers on. As I begin recording them on camera, they make a U-turn and touch with the state. The state molests me with directed light. And I'm also being molested with directed light as my shadow is surrounding me on the street as I begin capturing this video. And the state is flying over as well. I want to go ahead and get what is video. I've already shown the Ontario Police Department engaging in stalking over here as my shadow surrounded me on the ground. This is exactly what is ongoing right now. I'm going to document these demon-possessed stalkers who are engaging in monitoring at the Ontario Museum of History and Arts. They are maintaining presence, in other words, and the state's fake moon is over the venue, and directed light is currently, as I show everywhere, it is present, and my shadow is surrounding me. My shadow is actually moving in front of me. It is magnified in size in front of me. So these are license plates of these are terrorists, and they're engaging in stalking at the museum. 8TSY 466. And they do so by staying at the back of the museum, which is stalking in the path. They don't have to come and sit over there next to me at the museum. They're stalking with the state. That's why the environment is present, and that's why the state is amplifying it. And those demon-possessed stalkers that already walked away from their car and locked it are now sounding their cars and using their car alarms as light activity. This is terrorism. 6XTZ245 and 8TSY 466. All right, it is 7:14 p.m. I paused there because I wanted to capture on video so you can see what is the impermissible threat waged by demon-possessed stalkers. Engaging in what is harassment while they're hostile to you, documenting them. And how do they communicate the hostility? First of all, they're monitoring while they're sounding their alarms and then asking you, hey, what are you doing? And they're monitoring. Okay? Looks like I said yesterday, the bitch is monitoring. They're monitoring and using their cars are activity creation. And what I showed you in video are those demons who are surrounded by their shadow. Okay? And you're looking at what is my shadow, 4 of them in front of me. The same thing the Ontario Police Department was doing. License 642ZD, handicap. License 8GFP 144. License 8NJH8330. 8NJH330, excuse me. This is yeah, I knew that demon, UPS. 81195D3. License 8HOW027. That is documentation of what is harassment by entity while they're engaging in terrorism. I'm being molested with directed light. That's how that light activity is created, but it's also demonic, okay? 6JOS994. These are psychopaths that surround, and then those psychopaths are hostile to that to the documentation and their prosecution. JSHORTY is going to be prosecuted for that, which I just documented, okay? 7XE. I can't really see that one, but that's going toward the whole entity. And those demon-possessed stalkers are at the museum playing horseshoe in the middle of the night. No, they're stalking 8RSM035, and the state amplifies the sound of them playing horseshoe while they're stalking in the path. And what is directed light? They're stalkers and they're psychopaths. And while they want to harass, I got that on video, and the whole entity is going to be prosecuted. 7VWV244, 7AQN543, 8FE. Well, I can't really see that one. You can scratch that. License. Can't see that one either. It is currently, by the way, 7:16 p.m. (78133H3). All right, and that's another one of those classic videos. It's classic. You're seeing what is the psychopath as she's taking a picture of her little Minionite child under the fake sun. It's classic as I'm capturing what is video of the Starbucks employee cheesing from ear to ear in directed light. Her hand has double shadows while she's serving what is the demon-possessed American Medical Response personnel, all right, under the fake sun at that, all right? And you have while the state is shooting what is directed light through that venue. And then you have what is also these demons who are engaging in harassment, acting and creating audible activity with their vehicles while their shadows are on both sides, and that's what you're going to see. That's classic video. These are psychopaths. That's demonic activity. Those are demons. 7CWT754. This is why you will prosecute based on the elements that govern, and this is why they have zero credibility. This is why, upon establishing the pattern of conduct, you understand that you're dealing with demons, and that's what my documentation establishes. 5JZS330. Not to say that you don't get an argument in court. Sure, everybody gets their day in court. You're going to be prosecuted, though, and there is no legal excuse, and you shall understand that you're dealing with psychopaths. You're dealing with the demonic. 4VMS434, 7MQF134, 7LLD694, SAUCY 23. All right, and psychopaths thinking they can get away with their looks, if they're young, if they think they're cute, if they have a cute baby, if they have a good job, whatever their title is, those are psychopaths then relying on that, and it's absolutely irrelevant. 8VWL 647, 7JWF 817, 6KEZ 224, license plate 74395 handicap, 78CN 992. And that's exactly why I've shown you the substantial amount of evidence that I have shown you, because there's no question about what it is and how that will be treated in court, okay? You're not denying a demon-possessed stalker their constitutional rights. Sure, you get your day in court. You're going to be prosecuted, though. There is no argument that you're going to have that's going to supersede what is that evidence of establishing federal stalking, which is terrorism by a government, and its demonic activities, 6UGE 749. In other words, expect Satan to lie, all right? 8HPD 422, that's what you expect. That is anticipated. That is what I am revealing. So you deal with the crazy person in the way that they ought to be treated. All right? You give them their day in court. You ask them for, you want to test where you say whatever it is that you want. Okay. And then you focus on the elements. You focus on the objective evidence, period. It is 7:19 p.m. And by crazy person, again, I don't mean crazy removing responsibility. This is not insanity. This is demon possession. Okay? This is a psychopath that is engaging in deliberate and malicious conduct. That kind of crazy. That's a very dangerous crazy, by the way. A crazy person that actually, crazy people can be dangerous, I guess. Well, not I guess. Actually, that's true. Crazy people can be dangerous, but a psychopath is more dangerous. They engage in that which they know is socially unacceptable and or wrong, morally inappropriate. They know that which is illegal. They know what is to be expected. They know how they should appear or conduct in public. You're talking about this is a government system, all right? This is like the quintessential example of what is hypocrisy. They know exactly what the law is. They are the ones commissioned to guard against it. And this is in every way speaking to what is essentially the engaging in that which is entirely antithetical to the operation of American government. And it's a matter of public corruption. And the core, with regard to California, the core issue, it is demon possession. And so you will not get the truth out of the mouth of a demon possessed. You won't. You will have whatever they think is the most persuasive form, and it is literally irrelevant because you are analyzing monitoring. Monitoring is literally formulaic. It's elements. And you're going to see how the elements are maintained while they state whatever it is that they want to state, and you're dealing with a psychopath. By the way, you're dealing with absolute psychopaths. So while those psychopaths are standing around me in relevant position, using their vehicles as light activity and audible activity, which are the elements, and while their shadow surrounds them, an absolutely unnatural and entirely demented environment that they are standing in, acting stupid, and while they act stupid, they're creating ongoing activity. All right, while they're doing that, they're operating communication devices. The state is flying over the same location where I am at as well, over them, over me, okay? Which the state is following me everywhere that I go via aircraft, okay? This is the ongoing system in operation, and you're looking at what are psychopaths as they engage in the pattern of conduct with their shadows on both sides of them. These are demons, all right? These are demons that I'm encountering, and you're going to prosecute accordingly, period. So it is 7:21 p.m. That's P.O.C. The state is amplifying plane activity, and the fake moon, by the way, like I pointed out, is over the venue as well. And they're playing horseshoe on the opposite side of the building. Directed light is present. This is P.O.C. I did capture video which showing the state stalking, just like those third-party group stalkers, engaging in the same demonic system with that entity that just flew over the museum directly over me, amplifying that activity while doing so. And I'm showing again what is my shadow that's surrounding me. It's 7:23 p.m. and the state is engaging in patrolling. This is demonic activity by the state under the fake moon. And that's another plane flying over the same location at 7:23 p.m. This is the impermissible threat waged by the government as it's practicing demonic activity. This is terrorism, and the state is maintaining presence in the airspace. There are 3 other planes directly over the museum, and the state is amplifying plane activity. And I want to be clear, that is seconds later. And the state there is no airport right here. They're not taking off over the museum. I've shown you what the state does. It hovers in a it hovers very low after it's already present, and then the state engages in heightening an elevation over the building where I am at. All right. You are not coming from the Ontario airport hovering over the train tracks at this distance and then rising up in elevation over the museum. In the same way that the state immediately, and this is the state that's engaging in stalking via commercial airline planes. You have what is rising up in elevation right here over the building. That's what you're going to do when you're taking off from the airport. You would be much, much higher in elevation already. The state is necessarily hovering over, being a stalker, practicing demonic activity, engaging in terrorism, this is what the state, as I've already documented, engages in ongoing. Stalking with activity, that's the demonic behavioral pattern, and engaging in ongoing activity creation for purposes of ceaseless federal stalking with communication devices in concert with the people of the state that serves massive monitoring, and it is the practicing of demonic activity while they act as a group to engage in this targeting system. Amplification of audible activity, that's demonic. That's what the state is doing, is playing a tape of amplified train. It's the same thing that the state does with the Union Pacific, who's engaging in terrorism, the practicing of demonic activity, utilizing that commercial means, in other words, to do so. It's the same conduct while they engage in what are the elements of federal stalking. And this is ongoing direct evidence. This is, I don't need it, but that's going toward what I just documented on the opposite side of this building, where those demons are stalking with that entity that is stalking. Okay? Providing audible activity for those demons on the opposite side of the museum who are monitoring right now. Okay, and engaging in what is creation of audible activity where directed light follows. I literally showed from Upland in that's a random parking lot. My shadow is surrounding me. There is nothing about street lights or parking lot lights that creates that light activity. It's demonic, first of all. This is a demonic environment. I'm surrounded by what are demons who are monitoring. Okay, they're engaging in federal stalking while demons are engaging in what is just targeting one who is not demon possessed. I'm not demon possessed. And let me just break something down for you. Where Satan can't have you, which he can't have me, I'm not demon possessed, then he engages in stalking you. Okay? And that's what he's doing through the many who are demon possessed, because that's what this demonic environment is about. That's what this demonic conduct by the government is about. All right. Satan has a hold on many people, and that's the reality of it. So you have what is the practicing of what is demonic activity while they are engaging in what is criminal and what is relevant to policy and prosecution, which is federal stalking. And so that is, I just want to be clear, that's evidence against the minions that I just got on the opposite side of the wall. And not only that, from Upland back to Ontario, that same impossible insofar as nothing about the street lamps, nothing about the building lights creates triple, double shadows or a line of your shadow in front of you. Nothing. All right. That's demonic activity. These are the demon possessed that are maintaining an environment all around me. They are entirely focused on me. OK. And while in being entirely focused on me, a psychopath acts like they're not. And everything about the environment and the ongoing documentation has already established it. You're talking about a psychopath that doesn't have a leg to stand on, doesn't have an argument. Okay, it's stripped butt naked, showing the stalker that they are. That's what I'm documenting. That's the psychopath. Okay, and that's the state is engaging in that, as I've already shown. I've already shown this, and this is for years now. What is the unmistakable stalking by the government? It's 7:27 p.m. and this is P.O.C. at the Ontario Museum of History and Arts.